What's up, everybody? Belligerent here with another Bloodline video. This is part of our clan series where we're taking a look at the different clans in the game and we're making a determination which one is better, the male or the female. One of the biggest questions going on right now, and probably for all the new players will always be one of the questions they have: which one should I use? Sometimes you don't have the choice because you've only found one, but sometimes you have both and you're like, which one should I pick? So that's what we're looking at here. No fence sitting. Sometimes both are bad, sometimes both are good, but I'm not going to fence sit. I'm not going to say, well, you could use either of them if you want to, because I could say that answer about all of them. We're not doing that, okay? No fence sitting. I'm going to give you my opinion, my best determination. We're going to go through, we're going to look at the passive, the active, and the ultimate abilities, and then we're going to decide who is better. Now, if you haven't seen any of these videos before, then we need to clarify a few things. If you have, you've heard this before, and I'm sorry. But when we're looking at the Vassal Codex here, the Clan Codex, it's showing you the 5-star mythic version. It's basically the highest version. So if you go look at your champions, their skills, the percentages in their skills may not match. Well, that's why, because you don't have the 5-star mythic version in the game. Okay, actually, I think it's the 15-star. I don't know how many it goes up to, but it's the Diamond Star version of the mythic character. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, so let's get into this. Blazing Soul is the male's passive ability. Increases the caster's damage on targets inflicted with burning by 33%. Okay, or by a percent. Yours is going to be different. That's great passive. And if you watched the other videos, in the Karg video, I talked about how the male Karg would pair well with the Ignis Clan. Let's go back and take a look in case you missed that video. Okay, here we see, we're going to look at his Dragon's Breath and look at the end of the description. Okay, inflicts damage equal to a percentage of the caster strength to the target and nearby enemies, and inflicts burning for 10 seconds. So he has an ability that attacks multiple targets and inflicts burning for 10 seconds on them. Assuming it's the same type of burning, right? We don't have all of this info. I am going to make the assumption that burning is burning, so that would be a great combination for you to put together, because now you have somebody who's going to set everybody up for burns, right? He's attacking, it does AoE damage, it causes damage, or it causes burning for 10 seconds on multiple targets, and then with his passive, when he hits those burning targets, he's doing 33% more damage. Okay, and that's important, especially for the male version of the Ignis, and here's why. Well, we'll get to it in a minute. I'm sorry, it's more on his ultimate. So his active ability, Incineration, burns the target for 5 seconds, dealing a percentage of damage per second, so it's damage over time, DOT, when the fire extinguishes. Deals damage equal to 120% of the caster's strength to all nearby enemies. So we get 5 seconds of DOT, and then it explodes and damages everybody around it. That's pretty big skill, pretty good skill. We like DOT, we like AoE. Thumbs up on that skill. That was corny, sorry. Flame Pillar, ultimate ability. Summons a pillar of flame to the target area, dealing damage equal to a percent of the caster's strength to all enemies within range. So again, it's an AoE, also inflicts burning. Okay, now this is what I was talking about. The only way he has to inflict burning on a target is with his ultimate ability. So that's slow, and that doesn't happen throughout the entire match. So if you pair him with the Karg, whose active ability is also applying AoE burning, that should be a good pair together. Now we look at the female version. Okay, her passive ability. Each normal attack or active skill inflicts 1 stack of burning on the enemy target up to a total of 16 times. Okay, now one thing, this is an assumption, but also through practice. Okay, when I first read this, I thought it was a global ability, because look, if you read his, this is just I think this is an inconsistency from this development team, which is unfortunate that we have to figure that stuff out. But a lot of times in many of these ability descriptions, it specifies the caster, the caster, the caster, which tells me it's just for him. So you saw here it says the caster's damage increases by 33%. This one doesn't say the caster, so I thought it was a global ability, but in practice, when you watch, it's only people she attacks that are getting set on fire. That's unfortunate that it's misleading, but it's still big because each normal attack or active skill. So what is that? Anytime she attacks, except for maybe the ultimate skill, it says normal attack or active skill, not the ultimate skill. So anytime she's attacking outside of her ultimate, she's inflicting 1 stack of burning on the enemy target up to 16 times, okay? So she has a much better vessel of applying burning than the male version. I still think pairing her with the card would be a good pairing. I haven't really put that into practice yet, but it's something that you can experiment with. Flame Blast sends a blast wave forward, which moves along a straight line, dealing a percentage of damage to all enemies in its path, and also has a 30% chance to inflict stun for 2 seconds. Okay, so big. We like this. Multiple targets, okay, assuming that it passes through multiple targets. I'm not going to call it an AoE, because it's not an AoE, it's a straight line. It has the potential to hit multiple targets, but it's not affecting an area, so I'm not going to necessarily call it an AoE. But the big part of this, besides the damage, is that it gives you a 1 in 3 chance to stun them for 2 seconds. We love crowd control. Firestorm. Cast an exploding fireball which bounces between enemy targets up to 5 times. If you've used or you've seen it, it pinballs back and forth off of their heads. Each hit dealing damage equal to a percentage of her strength. If the enemy targets are inflicted with burning, the effect will be consumed to deal extra damage, with each stack increasing the damage by 15%. Okay? Remember, she can stack up to 16 times, each time doing 15% extra damage. Okay? Again, making the assumption that the card's burning applies to these situations. I don't know exactly how it would interact with the stacks, since we don't see stacks above the target's heads when it's stacking up. But I'm going to assume that having him set it, burning people as well is going to be a plus. Okay? So, of the two, male, female, who are you going to pick? We are going to pick the female. The female is better than the male version in this clan, in my opinion. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Belligerent. Peace.